Oh,
Oh,
the broadcast is live.
Yeah, we are here. We are here. Tim, are you here, Tim?
I am here, and
Oh,
I'm kind of here, right here.
I think you're working.
Well, it's
I'm
kind of
working.
working
You're good.
right now. Yeah.
And welcome to episode 121.
Palindrome.
Yes, welcome to the palindrome episode of Ripping the Rack podcast. I'm
Yeah.
your host Tim,
Yay.
Swedish Fish Tim. I only said that because if you ever get through Wiscasset, stop at Sweets and More. Holy shnikes, the place is awesome.
Where? Sorry.
It's in Wiscasset.
It's on Route 1 in Maine.
Route
and
1.
It's a giant candy store.
What the fuck is what?
Wiscasset.
Wiscasset.
What the?
Wiscasset.
Listen,
What
Chris
the-
Pam, sis.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
hey.
Muscovadit. Muscovidoid.
Muscadobit.
Muscadobit, whatever it is. I don't care.
Muscadobit.
I did not.
Hey, Nico, Ryan, and Wayne.
I'm
Good
broken.
to see you.
See, I am sore.
So with us today is the Coastal my
The
God.
the console crouton.
Holy
Would you call me a
shnikes.
crouton?
It's a good thing this is live.
It's the Coastal Crouton, Mr. Brian Hathorn.
Crunch, crunch, crunch. Hey, everybody.
Crunch, crunch, big
Oh, my
booty.
God.
Crunch,
Oh.
crunch, big booty.
Wow. Coastal Crouton.
I'm enjoying it. I'm
Oh,
enjoying it.
Brian, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Tim. I'm doing good. I'm not as sore as everybody else who's probably listening. I didn't bowl, so
I am sore.
I'm sore just from standing around and watching.
It's
Yeah.
hurtful.
watching Tim get out of the truck Saturday night was hilarious.
Oh, my God.
He almost fell in his driveway.
I did almost. I didn't, but I almost did. And with us today, he is I am sore.
I am sore.
It's the
Don't. I know you're gonna say it. And it's not even worth
it's
it.
the dethroned
one-
king of it's
yeah,
the dethroned
it's
king of the
one
north.
tournament. Easy.
He was dethroned.
Listen, if you beat them all every tournament, they don't want to come back. So you need to give them something. I'm a what is it? A generous king. I like to share with my the little people.
you
Sure
sharing
thing,
with me?
Joffrey.
Yeah, you, Matt Harnett, Freshie, all the little people.
Wow. Yeah, it's Calvin Locke. He is coming to
Locke.
us from Moncton.
She didn't say it this time. We went through the playoffs and she didn't say Calvin Locke. I actually got Calvin Locke. I was so impressed.
Wow.
I know.
That's impressive.
I thought it was just it was
Are you talking about the Can-Am?
yes.
Oh,
The Can-Ams,
hey.
yes.
Now Chris Winter's name, on the other hand.
Yeah,
Matt.
what was Wisniar? What was
Yeah,
that?
Wisney.
No, Nico, we're never going to shut out the Candlepin Bowling Network for their wonderful job streaming this past weekend, where we were able to watch everything live and in person. And I would never say they did an awesome job or anything like that.
It was
No.
horrible.
Because
I watch every one of those strings on.
I hated watching everything that I could watch. Didn't like it at all.
I hated it too because I was on it and it was not pretty. So I hated it even more. I will not give them a shout out. What a terrible job they did.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
God.
they
Salty
were-
Patriots fans.
Oh, can't handle them Patriots fans.
what?
They suck.
That he's salty, much like Patriots fans. They get salty.
No, they're just stupid, not salty.
Wow.
No, that's Cowboys fans like me.
Wow.
It's their year.
Um,
This year is their year.
Oh, that's fun.
We're in the zone.
We have lots to talk about. But before we talk about the lots of things, I actually, before we forget, I want to I gotta find the questions. Let's do questions first, because we've kind of put them off for a few. So let's
Okay.
answer
Sure.
Wayne's
Okay.
questions
We're
first.
starting out hot. All right.
Yeah. Let's
Controversial
see.
topics. We're ready to go.
Okay.
No. Yes. Maybe. How am I doing?
So far, you're good. Keep going, Brian. I'm going to answer the third one. Go ahead.
71.
Oh, you were so close. You were so close. You're off by a couple. Let's see. The different organizations are confusing to
all of us.
All of us.
Life.
Those of us that have been in the Candlepin Bowling community for 49 years. You know what?
You're old.
Yeah, I am old. The answer is
42.
always 42, Hunter. It is always 42. So the different organizations, does the ICBA still exist, and what does it do? So the ICBA does still exist. It is the International Candlepin Bowling Association. What does it do? That's a great question. I'm not trying to be flip when I say I don't know. But I don't know. It's not, unless you're in the organization, meaning you're a proprietor or something like that. Over the last, I don't know how many years, it's been really kind of quiet. I know they're there to promote the game. I know they're there to promote the associations, to, the proprietors, things like that. They do have the ICBA Hall of Fame. They have, just the rule books, the official rules of Candlepin Bowling, things like that. So as far as what does it do, that's a great question. And eventually we will have, now we had Lexi on at one point. Now that she is the vice president of the ICBA, I'd love to get her back on again and have her talk a little bit about the vision of the ICBA and kind of what they would like to do moving forward. So are there state Candlepin associations or provincial associations? Calvin, there's nothing in Canada anymore, is there?
There's juniors, right? AYB.
No, that's actually completely done now.
Really?
AYB is dead. It died over the pandemic.
That's too bad.
Yeah, so we have a few bowling alleys who I know still have their youth league, but it's not something like they have to do their own organizing. There's no committee or anything for AYB. No, we have nothing provincially. We have nothing. No.
Okay, so association wise, up in the frozen north is kaput.
Kaput.
Okay. There are still state Candlepin associations. You've got the Maine State Candlepin Proprietors Association. You've got the New Hampshire Association, of course, Massachusetts. What is it? The MCBA or MSCBA or something. And what do they do is, yes, ultimately they should be promoting the game as how they can promote it. But do they do that? Some do. Some try. Others just sit back and try to reap any benefits they get from, being a part of the association. Thank you, Caitlin. The NBA, not NBA.
No,
and Maine is the MSCBA.
MSCBA, yes.
Maine State Bowling Association.
So I'm going to be flip when I say, what do they do? I don't know. I'm not a part of it. I've gone to meetings in the past. When I was a tournament director for the Maine Candlepin Pro Tour, I went to some state meetings in Maine. Back then, there was a lot of promotion of the game. Now I don't know. Let's see.
To be honest,
do they still do the scholarship for the juniors, the ICBA?
Yes.
Okay, so they do that. They do have quite the junior program every year down in New Hampshire. They have the junior. They do hand out a scholarship, I believe, to the winners.
Yes, they do. Calvin?
Cool. I was just going to say, I had no idea the ICBA existed until I moved to Moncton. So, and I saw it on the board that said ICBA records or whatever. And I said, what the heck's an ICBA?
Wayne, your next question of the different types of leagues and tournaments, we could go on about this. I will respond to your email with that, but there are a lot of different types of leagues out there.
What's the oddest league you've seen?
The oddest?
Yeah, like There's one that like I don't understand up in Canada how you guys figure out it's like 2 boxes a time I get, but the 4-4-2
Triples, our triples league. I love it.
I don't get
I love it.
4-4-2.
4-4-2. You go four boxes, and then your last two. I love it. It's a different kind of, because I mean you're basically just doing 2 turns in once, right? Instead of doing the 5 boxes at a time, and then you just end up with 2 boxes at the end because the last 2 boxes are the important ones. So, I mean, it's not as far fetched as I think you're thinking of it, just because it's different than 5 and 5 and 2 and 2. I think a weird one would be like 3-3-3-1. Like that's weird.
That's weird.
Right? But the 4-4-2, you're getting 2 turns and 2 turns and then another turn.
Well, they have the 3-4-3 tournament, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of different. You know, I would tell you a 9-pin league is odd to me, only because it's only been in the last couple of years that I even heard of a 9-pin league. I don't know. It's a fun league, you know, but I don't know how much. I've always said that I use leagues as practice. That's what I'd always done. That was my practice time.
Hit the head pin. There's your practice.
So if I go to a 9-pin league, I'm not getting much practice shooting at 9-pin drops because you're never shooting at them. So I don't know. In the term pros versus the amateurs, you know, in Candlepin Bowling, you talk about
there is and handicap.
Well, no, because you can make money in a handicap tournament that, in the legal sense, that makes you professional. But you can
make money playing horseshoes. Does that make you a professional horseshoe player?
Yeah,
technically yes.
Technically yes.
If you're going to tournaments that are put on and you're winning money, yes, you're a professional horseshoe. You're making money off it.
So it's really a general designation, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, your professional bowler, you know, is probably someone that averages, you know, in the past, I would have said anyone over 120 and that's going to tournaments and making money. Now it's a little bit different. Maybe it's your 110 to 115 average bowler that's doing a lot of these handicap tournaments that's making money. So
God, after this weekend at the Big Mixed Worlds tournament, I don't know if I'd classify like we're getting into the 112 to 113 range as your professionals.
Again, the game is changing.
Whether if you look at the U.S. Open in golf, that's supposed to be, you know, traditionally a plus to win, and they were all pros. So it's hard, you know. It's hard.
Yeah. Place. And the last one is, what would you advise for a person who wants to start bowling regularly? What's a good starting point?
Don't.
No, we're supposed to be proprietors of the game, Brian. We're supposed to tell them that it's fun.
Bowl for fun.
Bowl for fun. Find a league.
Yeah,
find a league that.
Yeah.
Find a league that suits your
friends. With your friends, and join their team. Just be like, hey, I'm not good. Is there like a handicap? Find a handicapped league that is with a bunch of your friends that you want to go out and drink and have fun. Because I know a guy in our Wednesday night league. He never bowled before. He came in with like a 42 average, I think is what he was after the first half. And he's like, I'll be there every week. I'll be there with drinks. I'll be there. And he just progressively got better. He's up to about a 78 now. So, I mean, just to get out and throw the ball, you have to have fun. You have to understand that bowling really is fun. As much as we like to suck the fun out of it, because we are sore and we throw a lot of balls and we expect the best out of ourselves. So when we don't bowl well, like I did not this weekend or the weekend, well, I bowled all right the weekend before, but as bad as I did bowl this weekend, I still had fun. I still enjoyed being at the bowling alley, and I still enjoy the game of bowling. So you need to find that kind of ground that allows you to have fun, even though you're going to be frustrated as hell and not want to bowl anymore. It's essentially the mindset of Candlepin Bowling. You will love it because of the atmosphere. Because I said that this weekend. I said that to somebody this weekend. Somebody asked me at work, "You bowl? Is that fun?" I'm like,
No.
no, bowling is not fun. But the people and the atmosphere and the excitement of Candlepin Bowling, like the amount of times that there was either a nice shot, and heck, there was 3 of them in the very first string against me. Chris Merrill made 3 amazing shots back to back to back, like cut shots. I mean, he hit them well and they went. So it was good shots and everybody was just losing it. And that's the excitement of Candlepin Bowling, is that anything can happen at any time. So that you got to get the excitement into it, but also know that you're going to hate yourself at least 80% of the time. At least.
Yeah, I look, find a fun league, have a good time with some friends. You're going to find that, your bowling will improve. You're going to have more fun. And then once you're in there, find a couple of handicap tournaments, go enjoy just some fun handicap tournaments and really see what a tournament atmosphere is like. To me, there's nothing like the atmosphere of a Candlepin Bowling tournament like that. Mixed worlds, things like that. There is nothing, absolutely nothing that compares. And that's why I keep coming back. I didn't bowl this weekend. I can't. It physically pains me to bowl, but I wanted to go watch. And so Brian and I made a 3.5-hour drive down on Saturday, and we stayed for about 5.5, 6 hours and made the 3.5-hour drive back home.
Wasn't bad.
No, we had fun. I had a blast. Oh my God. I had so much fun. Matter of fact, I think I might've had more fun this weekend
than any of the bowlers.
Than any of the bowlers. No,
that's what everyone kept telling us, at least.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to, when we get talking about the mixed worlds, I'm going to talk about that experience that I had is kind of watching, because that's the first time I've been able to sit back and actually watch other teams and other bowlers and not have a vested interest in whether or not they make a shot or whether or not something doesn't go or goes or something like that.
You're just enjoying it.
I'm just enjoying it. And I'm enjoying the atmosphere. So we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. The last question that I had is Wayne, and this is actually kind of funny. He found the 500, my 500 on YouTube, and he wanted to know if it was not a sweater vest. It was an Argyle sweater. Get it right.
Dear.
It was a full sweater. He wanted to know, did the Argyle sweater improve my bowling that day? And would I recommend Argyle sweaters to bowlers seeking to make a fashion statement on the lanes? Brian knows this story. I will say it quickly. I was a little late to league that night, and I'd come right from work, and I had to fairly dress up for work at the time. Dress pants, polo, and a sweater or something like that. And I threw, I don't know, like 4 or 5 balls to warm up. And they were like, all right, you ready? I'm like, yeah, whatever. Let's go. And I threw a 90-something first half. And I jokingly said, well, I guess I got to keep the sweater on until I start to bowl back. And it didn't happen.
Must have been the sweatiest night ever.
Oh my God, I was so hot. I was so hot bowling in that sweater, but I couldn't take it off because I had like a 90 half and 80. I went like 170. I don't know. I can't even remember the scores. 178, 168, and then a 150 something, 154 or whatever it was. So I was like, yeah. So in answer to your thing, no, I would not recommend Argyle sweaters to bowlers seeking to make a fashion statement, because that was a bad fashion statement. And oh my God, my computer's doing it again.
That's all right. I enjoy it.
It's funny. You look like dubbed Tim.
Yep. Dubstep Tim.
Oh, you're back again.
I'm back. Yes, Wayne, the sweater was a key factor in my bowling that night. Mm-hmm. So let's switch gears and let's go to the Can-Ams. 2 weeks ago, we had the Can-Am Mixed Tournament up in St. John, and that is spelled SAINT, not ST. Just so you know, I got that. I
Okay.
got that pointed out to me.
Oh, either way.
You spell it out, Saint John.
No, they're lying to you.
So I wasn't there, so I'm going to let you two talk.
Go ahead, Calvin.
I hated it. It was brutal.
Congratulations
Yeah.
to Jeff LaPierre and Michele on their win.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Very well done.
They bowled well.
Yep, they beat who they beat in the finals. They beat
Cole and Trisha
Cole
Hughes.
and Trisha Hughes.
That's right.
Cole Fry and Trisha Hughes in the finals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good job to them.
Mm-hmm.
Good job to them. And who was high average? I don't even remember that. Cole?
Yes,
Yeah,
Cole was
wasn't
high
it?
average, and then high average for the women was Melissa Sinton. She bowled awesome.
What was high average for the men? You guys
Oh
remember?
yeah, I forgot my
25.
stats are over there somewhere. Our guesses. I gotta take a break. You guys talk.
125, I believe, for Cole.
What was Melissa? Do you remember?
It was over 120. I know that.
Oh, I'm walking.
Come here. So I gotta introduce everyone to the newest. This is we don't have a name yet. Angie thought was going with Lucky because he's double pod, he's polydactyl.
He has thumbs.
He has thumbs. So let's see. So we started with Lucky, and then she's thinking mittens, M-I-T-T-Z, mitts, because his catcher's mitts.
Mitts Matero.
So say hi. No? Okay. All right. He's gone. Danny. Yeah. If you take it through. Oh, I think so, sir. I think you have. If you take your top three.
I don't remember any of the stats. Did they post any? I think she posted. I don't.
Yeah,
remember.
they posted
a
somewhere.
whole bunch.
Nate Lee's posted a bunch of stuff.
Well,
From
Nate Lee's posted.
From the Can-Am though.
Yeah, the Can-Am stuff. He did. I know that I was eliminated in the second round by Calvin. Good match, Calvin.
Thanks, bud.
Didn't you beat Calvin?
Personally, yes, by a pin.
So
did he?
Yeah, 27-26.
So that's actually 2 weeks in a row that Calvin has lost to people.
What other people?
Well, they won the match. Jill bailed him out.
Well, yeah, that's what she's supposed to do. She's a good partner.
I had a great partner all weekend. Kerrigan bowled awesome too.
Hey,
at least we didn't have like a 189, 191 match.
Yeah, that would have been that's that happens when you bowl certain areas. I can't find where she posted all this. Oh, she just posted the totals.
Yeah, I didn't see any.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if I really wanted, she did post a picture of everybody's like totals, but I'd have to figure out and calculate and do all that mumbo jumbo.
I know Melissa was high average, and I know that Cole was high average for the men.
Yes.
And I know that Jerry and Melissa had high single on the Canadian side.
Yes.
3-something.
313.
313, yeah.
So let's talk about a couple of things.
And we all sucked. Nobody picked anybody right.
Okay. No. Let's talk about the Can-Ams.
All right.
So
what do you want to talk about? Wait,
Brian,
wait.
What?
Is my shirt the right color that I can talk about this?
Mine is.
No, Calvin, yours not.
Well, for you guys.
Yeah.
Navy blue.
No. Correct.
So
Navy blue.
Navy blue.
But didn't it say blue?
In the book it said American blue, and the same blue as if you are looking at how your name is written from what we can see on our side of the screen here. That blue was what was in the book. Apparently it was a misprint. All I said was that it was the first time in 4 years. Maybe we ought to give some people a break and possibly tell them when they sign up for the tournament what they should wear. There were numerous teams that were not notified of shirt color. I appreciate everything that the committee does. I really do. But I feel that the bowlers, at least one representative from each team, ought to vote on things that have to do with the bowling. And this is not a shot at anybody, but I don't know if there might have been a committee member involved in the money round that they were taking so careful care to make sure the shirts were the right color in.
I don't have. Here's the thing. I don't have a problem with that delineation point of a line with Canadians on this side, Americans on this side. Americans wear this color, Canadians wear this color. So you know this is an American team, this is a Canadian team.
No problem with that at all.
Zero issue with that whatsoever. Matter of fact, I like that idea.
Yeah.
I have a problem when you sit back and say, oh, no, that's not blue enough.
Yeah.
That's not navy blue. Or in my eyes, it's navy blue, but in their eyes, it's not navy blue. It's something else.
Right.
And poor Nate had no idea what was going on.
Yeah,
well, that's the thing.
Poor Nate doesn't know what his shirt color is.
Almost like jerseys, Ian.
Yeah.
Again, but in all seriousness, I understand that. But when you go and you point out in the book that everyone has gone by and it just says blue, and they say, well, we're going to go by the intention, not what's listed in the book, then why have the book to begin with?
No.
Or better yet,
we'll bring this up next year.
Perfect, Michelle. That's exactly what I think Brian had just said. None of the new teams were made aware of the color. So I have been sub for many, many years, and I had a spot once many years ago and gave it up.
I had a spot
and whatever. So I've known for many years that I have to wear a navy blue shirt.
Yeah.
But that's only because I've bowled in this for 30 something years. Like I subbed back in 1991 or 92 or whatever it was.
Right.
So I get that.
Hey,
but if none of the new teams, and there are a lot.
There were a lot of new teams.
Hey, and I'll even own up to it. I had a spot, and yes, my shirt was not navy blue. It was an American flag, but okay.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
It was navy blue based.
Yes, but still not navy blue. Like they say with us that we need to wear red, but if there's like a little bit of gray on it, it's okay. But the red has to be predominant. So your shirt was more red and white predominant than the navy blue at the bottom.
No, the one I wore Saturday. You're talking about the one I wore Friday. Yes, that one was predominantly white. No, the other one is predominantly blue. But it doesn't make any sense. Here's what they need to do. They need to order. They need to have shirts available to order. And yes, I'm going to be picky. And no, I don't want to bowl in carpet. Decent shirts.
So I like the idea. And I was going to say there should be here are the shirts you can order. Here's 2 red. Here's 2 blue.
Yeah.
There you go. But like
if
Brian,
not, you have to go out and get your own that look almost identical type. It needs to be the same color.
But like Brian, I don't want to wear a cotton shirt.
No.
Or PK.
I want dry fit.
Yeah.
Whether it's Under Armour dry fit, Nike dry fit, whatever it is, I want dry fit material. That's what's comfortable bowling in.
Absolutely.
So yes, there is that. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
I'm right here.
Let's talk about the draft in the room. The shifts. The differences in shifts.
But see,
and let me say why I say that, Calvin. So, and I know Chris Ryder did a fantastic job, and I thank Chris for posting this. There was a 35 pin difference. That's it.
Yeah.
On the American sides between Friday night and Saturday morning. So between the night shift and the day shift. Statistical tie.
Same. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. Yeah.
There was a 5,000
5,000
pin difference between your night shift on the Canadian side.
Yeah.
And your day shift on the Canadian side.
Correct.
That is not a statistical tie.
No.
That is why you had 13 teams or 12 teams from the night shift on the American side make it, and 13 teams on the Canadian side on the morning shift make it.
Yeah.
Here's my problem. Your night shifts aren't bowling your day shifts.
No.
So I have always said that it should be your top 8 teams on night shift and top 8 teams on your day shift. That's your 16 teams that make it. It's the only fair way.
But how do you? But how? Okay, I guess
It's the only fair way to do it. You can't. How do I word this? If there is that much of a statistical difference,
right,
in bowling,
yeah,
and I'm going to talk about the Canadian side, okay?
Yep.
And I don't care if you want to use your better teams, your weaker team, whatever you want to use, however you want to word it. Okay. The 5,000 pin difference, that's not just for this year. Meaning there's a huge difference every year between the night shift and the day shift on the Canadian side, or at least since I've been involved.
I like Michelle's idea too.
I love that idea, actually. 6 and 6 with two wild card spots based on either points or pinfall. I'd say pinfall because, again,
points then going to pinfall, right?
No, because then you're into the same situation because the night shift could be better than the day shift, or vice versa. Right? But the points are not as good, but the pinfall is way better.
Now, Brian, I also believe, and Scott, no, I don't think they'd want me as mayor.
Mayor McCoconuts.
I also heard a rumor that there are certain people that would like it to be Canadians versus Americans in the playoffs.
I think it should be too.
I have heard, to be honest, the opinion of putting all the American qualifiers on one side of a bracket, putting all the Canadians on the other side, and then you have a true final.
Nope. Right. Don't like it, not even one bit. Do you know why I don't like it, not even one bit?
Because you're ridiculous.
I don't bowl the American teams. So why would I? What? In the round robin.
Oh, in the round robin. No, we're talking playoffs,
Canadian teams. So why does it? Why would I?
Because then you have a Canadian versus American final.
Then it's got to be American versus American in the playoffs, and Canadians versus Canadians in the playoffs in the in the round robin.
No.
Yes.
No. You bowl the American teams to get your points based off of that.
Nope. Not with that. Not with such a disparity in pinfall. Then I'm bowling from the American side. I'm like, fuck that. I'm bowling the Knights.
Some people will. Most teams have.
Melanson Bowling. Why change up a tournament that's been full for years and had a waiting list? Because it was full for years 20 years ago. Time has passed by.
It was not full this year. We fought to get teams on the American side.
I think that was only because of certain scheduling issues and blah, 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 blah. I don't think that was really because...
It's the same weekend every year.
Well,
It has been...
I don't buy the scheduling thing. I don't.
This has been a topic of discussion for longer than just the last couple of years. And I know they didn't bowl for 3 years. I get that. Okay, so let's go back to 2019, which was the last time they had the tournament.
Yeah.
We had this conversation at the tournament about the pinfall at the tournament.
Yeah.
Okay, this is 2023, 4 years later, and we're having the same damn conversation. I'm just saying. I don't mind if you want to do American versus Canadian, that's great, but I don't want to bowl Canadians during the round robin to get my points in pinfall. I'll bowl the Americans because that's who I'm bowling in the playoffs. It's like National League versus American League before you started doing.
Okay. Well then I'll counter argue it. We're doing the same thing at Worlds. I'm bowling my shift, and then when I get to playoffs, I bowl the other side.
I know, and that's been a topic of discussion for 32 years. Since 31 years.
Can anyone explain to me why they cross over in that?
No.
Is it just because is it the old man argument? That's just the way we've always done it. So keep doing it.
It wasn't the way it was always done.
Well, I know they used to only take 3 teams per division.
Right. But then it 2 bowl 3, 2 bowl 3. You didn't go 2 bowl 3, 2 bowl 3, 2 bowl 3. It was
2 bowl 3 your division again.
Yeah.
In the playoffs.
And then it changed. Someone had a hair across their ass and it changed. Don't know why. Don't know when. But it did. I think when they went to 5, maybe.
Well, then you open a whole can of worms, though, because then you're like, okay, well, why do you switch sides of the house? You bowled on one side of the house all week. Why do you have to go bowl on the other side? I understand higher seed gets an advantage, but geez, that's a big advantage, really, if you think about it in certain places.
Yeah, that's hit or miss, though. I've always seen you've always seen upsets either way.
You have either way, yes, I understand that, but
so anyway, I was not a part of the Can-Ams. I dropped out. I gave up my spot. I still want to see the tournament succeed. I still want to see a successful tournament.
Absolutely.
I just don't think there's a couple of things that if I could change, I would change. That's all.
Oh, easily.
I'm not even like upset about the shirt thing. I just think people should have been told before, I don't know, they were making the bracket for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And making someone wear other person's shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, that happened in Bangor. I remember Evan having to wear, he had a wrong color shirt, not color, but something. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure he had to put on Brian Purdy's shirt.
He did. Yes.
I mean, number one, not for nothing, but if someone's bold in a shirt all day, I'm not wearing their shirt.
Especially Purdy.
No, that's for sure.
It's not even especially Purdy.
Man, like me.
It's I don't care who it is.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't wear somebody else's shirt either.
Nope.
Hey, Melanson, I thought about that. I was almost ready to tell my wife to go to the store and get me some body paint, navy blue body paint. And I was just going to navy blue body paint myself in both playoffs.
All right, let's
why not?
Let's move on. Are we ready to move on? Or are we done?
I don't know. Are we moving on? Are we done talking about it? We didn't really talk about it. We just kind of yelled at each other, and
we didn't yell at each other. No, we had a discussion.
I just know that we're 37 minutes in, and I'd still like to talk about the mixed worlds for, more than 5 or 10 minutes.
Tired and grumpy, Calvin.
No, I'm not tired and grumpy. I'm just saying. I'm just stating facts. That it was just. Sorry, wasn't yelling, but it was just talking over each other on everything. Just saying.
All right, so tell me what your thoughts are of the Can-Am, Calvin. Tell me what you would change if you could change.
I wouldn't change anything. That's the thing.
Nothing? Not a single thing.
I wouldn't. No. I essentially, I guess, if I were to change something,
Scotty, it really depends on who's the skins, buddy.
Yeah, it really does.
Just saying.
Me and Scotty.
I'm not allowed to show my skin anymore. I get grievance.
Oh, that's right. We can't. Yeah, no more vodka Thursdays.
So I can't go skin. So I have to be shirts. But the only thing I would say, but I know it's always been a thing that everybody at least gets their money back if they make the playoffs, is that the playoffs needs to not be giving out your money back the first round of the playoffs, because that takes almost like $3,000 out of your prize money right there off the hop. So that'd be the only thing I would change, but that went on deaf ears.
I asked that question.
Oh, I asked that question
30 years ago.
Easily.
Early 90s. I asked that question. I was like, can someone explain to me why I paid, and I forget what the entry fee was back then, $75, $80, $90, whatever it was.
Did you pay in stones and ruples?
Yeah.
No, we paid in American dollars.
Nickels.
I said, can someone explain to me that all I have to do is just make the playoffs, and you didn't get your money back. You got like $50 or something. So you got, at that time, was the majority of your money back.
Yeah.
And then if I won and lost in the second, round, I made an additional like $25.
Yeah.
Like, and it kind of went like that. And then I was like, I'm traveling.
Yep.
Entry fee.
Oh yeah.
Hotel, gas, food. I have to win the tournament. Win the tournament. Ah, fuck yeah. I hope that's true, Scotty. I hope I haven't seen a report on that.
Neither have I, but
He should win the Vesna. Anyway, long story short, to win the tournament.
Yeah.
I can't. What is it to win? $1,000. So you guys put 1,000, so you get 500 each.
Yeah.
I just find
for
64 teams.
It's definitely a weekend of drunk. It's not a weekend to go and make money. It's definitely a weekend of drunk. It's not a tournament to go make money at. That's for sure. It's not like, if you go away to Mixed Worlds, yes, you may spend a lot of money, but you're going to make 10 grand.
But in the fall, it's a good tune-up for the men's worlds.
Yeah, and that's essentially what it is. It was practice for the men's worlds, and
I get that.
Yeah.
But I go back to my argument with the main state tournaments of I pay an entry fee, I do this, I do that. I want a chance to make more than my money back, and it just seems like paying the first round is not necessary.
A third of your prize fund.
Yeah, like it's not necessary. Again, I'm not on the committee. I don't want to disparage what they do because I do think they work hard. And I hope they realize that I'm not trying to disparage them as much as I would really like them to listen to constructive feedback.
Which
I don't think any one of them will listen to constructive feedback. Because anytime you approach it, it's you don't know what you're talking about. You have nothing to say about this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I've gotten into it many times with Mary, so but you just go and you want to go for the weekend and you want to have fun. So you just kind of shut your mouth and just let them do what they got to do. So.
All right.
I mean, until something changes possibly drastically, nothing's ever going to change. So we just kind of have to kind of live with it. And
yeah. It's kind of like when Duncan messes your coffee up in the morning. You're not going to say anything. You just drink it and go back tomorrow.
Yeah, right. And then complain about it then.
Exactly.
Because that's what we're doing.
You just complain about it on your way to work. You drink your coffee that's wrong. You wake up the next day and hope they make it right. But you still go.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry,
right, Tim.
Tim Hortons, if you're in Canada.
Mixed Worlds.
Mixed?
The vein of my existence.
Mixed Worlds. Mixed Worlds. Let's see. What do we want to talk about?
I'd want to say congratulations, but I don't, because everybody except for, maybe Lori Lewis. I don't like. Oh no, I like Evan. I don't like his choices, but I like Evan. So I'll give him that. Same goes for Lori. I don't like her choices, but I like Lori. So congrats to Evan and Lori.
What about Bovair?
Oh, Bovair. No, I hate him. He sucks.
How can you not like the dude?
How can you not like Gramps?
Can't stand him.
Wow.
I know.
Yes. Congratulations to Bud Light 2.0, Penny Lane, and
Joey's on that team too.
Whatever.
Yeah,
what it
is on there.
Yeah. So congratulations to them. They bowled well all weekend. Was able to, and again, I will absolutely call out Bob Lee, Paul Grant, and the rest of the crew from Candlepin Bowling Network. They were fantastic, as well as I want to call out Carrie and Caitlin Finn. They and Tony for the live TikTok that they were doing. At some point, I would love to get them on here and go live on their TikTok on our show. I don't know how to get it.
That would be weird.
That's some Inception stuff.
That's some like
how cool would that be though to get them on the show? We're talking about how they're doing the told TikTok social media thing.
They're on TikTok and
while they're on TikTok and on our show at the same time. There has to be a way. There has to be a way that we can make this happen. Anyway, all of them, man, hats off for those of us that couldn't make it on Friday, and for those that couldn't make it all day Saturday and on Sunday. it was an absolute pleasure to be able to, sit back and watch from the comfort of my own recliner. Didn't get sore.
You didn't. Lucky
Not
you.
not that way.
You did standing all day.
Well, yeah, no, I definitely did that. But no, again, congratulations to Sean Baker, Evan Riva, Joey Lister, Chris Bover, Nate Lees, Maddie Riva, Mary Thomas, Kim Baker, and Lori Schappa. They did, again, great job. And second place was, I had it.
It's a tie, I think.
A tie, but
It was a tie,
Academy Lanes
Academy.
got second place over Pinfall over Harry's All Stars. JD Seamless Gutters in fourth. Fifth was Bottom Shelf, and sixth was PC Enterprises. Man, there were 9 teams within
like 4 points of each other.
4 points of each other, or something like that. Really had some tight finishes on Sunday.
Right from the start, they had tight finishes. That first match, Calvin and Chris, that was 2 pins, wasn't it?
Thanks. It was.
Well, I mean, we're talking about tight finishes,
Thanks. It was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't enjoy ripping the guts right back in his face. That was. He did, but I didn't. Yeah. Hurt. It hurt.
So
I am sore.
I mean, look, I had fun watching, and I just I'm gonna as someone that has competed for many years, and as someone who has competed at a high level for many years, I had thoroughly an enjoyable time watching.
Yeah.
On Saturday when we got there. I was able to actually watch bowling for the first time in a while, with having no vested interest in who wins or loses. Just, I'm gonna call out who the heck was I watching? I don't know what their team name was. Where is it?
And while Tim has a brain fart, this message is brought to you by.
Oh no! Here. No, I had to find the team name. I didn't.
Prevagen. What Tim needs.
The ASD Fit Boston team. Yes. Chris Jones, Matt Nichols, Lou Gacharna, Chris McDonough, Mike Erickson, Ashley Breton, Brittany Underwood, and Alicia Record. I actually. I sat back and I watched. I didn't see quite the whole string.
Right.
But it was kind of cool to sit back. And I mean, Matt Nichols bowled like a man possessed.
He was awesome.
He bowled great all weekend. Yeah. But like watching Lou and I've seen Lou bowl. And he's fun to watch. I don't know. It was cool to me to see some of these folks that I just didn't watch unless we bowled against them.
Right.
Just
to walk around and enjoy the scenery of.
Well, it's and it's funny. Like, I had just watched Brittany and Josh bowl against
the Nico doubles.
The Neco doubles, Nico doubles, whatever it is. And so to be able to sit back and say, okay, so that's who that is.
Right.
It's being able to, they're promoting the game the right way. And it was just fun to me. Them, watching a team like Bottom Shelf is always fun. I mean, they're fun anyway. Joey and Jim, Jimbo and Austin and Joe Smith and all those guys, Glennis, they just have fun. So I don't know. It was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of fun to just walk around and enjoy the atmosphere of it.
Yeah. I even watched Calvin and those guys for a bit.
Wasn't very pleasant.
It was kind of depressing.
Yeah. Easily.
I'm happy he wasn't bowling.
No, Jill was fun to watch. Jill and Melissa were fun to watch.
Yeah.
We won't talk about the guys.
Hey, it's all about the women.
That tournament?
Yeah,
It is.
exactly.
Absolutely 100% believe that.
They carried us for sure.
Yep. And then you take a team like Academy, and not for nothing, but if you look at that team, it was the same with the Worlds. You would not have picked them as one of the top 3 or 4 teams. I'm not saying they're not good, because they're great bowlers, all of them. They're all fun, but they were sitting in second place.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, all of them fun to watch. I don't know. I just me on my soapbox. I thoroughly enjoyed myself for the first time in a long time in a bowling alley, and I never picked up a bowling ball, never put on bowling shoes. You know, talked to a bunch of people, shot the shit with a bunch of I don't know. It was a good time.
And got to eat McDonald's the 4-year-old after. So yeah.
And got to end. Yeah.
My favorite.
And he ate all of his chicken nuggets and fries.
Loves all the chicken nuggies, did he?
Yep.
Yeah, a good kid.
Yeah, no, it was fun.
Yeah, I had a great time down there, seeing everybody and seeing, like Tim said, just looking around, and for once being able to take it all in rather than just your 4 sets of lanes that you see. They're pretty much the same 4 teams all week or weekend.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah,
there was one. I think we were beside Craig Holbrook's team only one time, and that was when we were bowling them.
Yeah,
we didn't see them all weekend except for that. And I got my moment. I finally got to bowl Craig in another tournament other than a doubles. I loved it. It was my favorite. He always sits himself out.
How'd it go?
It was great. I whooped him. Well, I think it was like 107 to 102.
Ooh.
It was a battle.
So they took you guys out after 6?
No. We toughed
it out.
Yeah,
who finished the string?
No, we toughed it out. We went ball for ball, 3-pin, 4-pin, 2-pin. It was great. We were having a
actually just jumped the ball return halfway through and switch sides. I'll take your half, you take mine.
Yeah, we almost did that a couple times because his shots were just as fun as mine. So,
and if you look at the rosters, and you look at the disparity between what I would call your new generation of bowlers versus your older generation of bowlers. And Calvin, I am going to call you the older generation of bowlers because you kind of straddle that. You straddle that generational line.
Yeah.
It's
over 30s.
Well, no, you look and it's like there's a lot of good young bowlers that are. I mean, the scores may not have indicated it. Lita can be tough. It can be, I loved bowling there. I have always loved bowling there, but I always knew that it was going to make me work. And the scores indicated it. You had to work.
Oh, it was tough, especially when you didn't hit the head pin 90% of the time. It was tough.
Well,
don't do that.
Yeah.
Is that how you do it, Tim? Well, don't do that.
Just don't do that.
But the worst part is I got better breaks off those than I did off the head pin. So, each his own.
So high single. Do you have that list there, Calvin?
Yeah, I was the closest.
So what were the guesses for high single?
191, 175, 182. I said 191.
Yeah, Nick Leach, 194.
I know. I was pretty close.
He had a chance, didn't he?
Yeah.
He needed a double. He had thrown a 4-bagger. If you looked at the thing, he went spare in the 6th, strike 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, and he put 8 on it for a 194.
Okay, so
he needed a double.
So if he threw the double, yeah.
And then I had Melissa's high average, so I won that.
Ooh, that was a close one.
The averages were not even close.
No.
Yeah, we weren't even close on the averages. And
the ladies high single, what did we say?
We didn't do that.
Oh, we didn't.
Oh,
see, I would have said 160.
Sure, you would have. Me too.
And I would have guessed Maddie with the 160.
Absolutely, I would have guessed Maddie with a 160 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. She had a 160.
What? We did it.
We did it.
Yeah, Josh Daly, you stupid idiot. Had him
Yeah,
at
you
high
make,
average.
hey,
Problem is he doesn't know how to hit the head pin, nor does he know how to hit a freaking wired 5-pin break with 3 wood in front of it.
you know what else he should probably not do is talk shit to an old guy
Yeah.
who's bowling next to you, because that hasn't worked out well for Josh.
No. He doesn't know how to do that yet.
No,
He doesn't know how to trash talk yet.
no, because he tried that with me once too, and it didn't work well for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor kid. He tries though.
He tries. Chris Bovair was high average, 123. Matt Nichols, 122.6. Chris Merrill, 122.2. So good job there. And for the women, this one was close. Melissa was a 113.81. Maddie was a 113.47. And Jill was a 112.39.
Yeah. All 3 of them. It was very close going into the last day.
Yep. And only 4 people in the entire tournament bowled all 23 strings.
Yeah. I had 22 and a half.
But you didn't bowl 23.
No.
So we had, it was Glennis and Sonia Rossi for the women. And for the men, I forgot now. It was someone had said it. Oh, a bunch of people at 22. Oh, there's a 23. John Winchell and Steve Reno Jr.
Both on the same team.
Yeah.
Yep. Both on the same team.
Both were bowling well, actually. They were bowling well most times I looked over. So, who knows?
Yes, Josh. Whatever it was, I know it was more than you.
More than you.
Just saying.
Better than you.
Better than Josh.
So let's see. We will have a special guest in 2 weeks.
He's so excited. He talked to me this weekend.
I know. I can't wait to have him
on. Are we
on.
going to tell them? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We've got a new inductee into the 2023 ICBA Hall of Fame.
It's not Tim.
No,
we don't.
No, I'm not special anymore.
We don't want him on here either.
Well, I mean, you guys could kick me off, but I've got all the logins for everything. So, Bobby Witt. We got Mr. Bobby Wickham joining us in 2 weeks. So get your questions ready. We will also put that out so we can have some, have just I don't know. I'm looking forward to this one. I love Bobby. He is one of my all-time favorites in the game of Candlepin Bowling. He is by far one of the best out there, and by far one of the nicest that you're ever going to run up against.
By far one of the only people I always look forward to seeing in November.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that'll be. I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
We'll talk everything from bowling to baseball with Bobby.
Yep.
Oh goodness.
Yep. Fantasy baseball especially.
Yeah.
And then coming soon this summer, we will have our top 10 Robin Williams movies. We'll put together that. I kind of like these little top 10s like this.
And then during the slow season this summer, Calvin and I will get Tim to talk wrestling.
Yeah.
I'll talk wrestling.
We're gonna get you to watch. We're gonna get you to watch a pay-per-view. You're gonna go over to Brian's, and then we're gonna do a podcast on the pay-per-view.
It is not the first time I have watched a pay-per-view wrestling.
Probably at my house.
I believe it. But it's been a long time, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course it has. I mean,
I don't know. I think the last thing you watched in my house was the McGregor Mayweather fight.
Yes. Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
Any questions from the peanut gallery before we call it top 10 favorite wrestlers? Dino Bravo.
Dino Bravo.
Murdered by the Canadian Mafia.
Doink the Clown.
So I'm only gonna I'll only say Dino
Brooklyn
Bravo
Brawler.
because when Brian first started
Brooklyn
doing the podcast, the wrestling podcast, I would routinely, go on Discord and I would listen and whatnot. And every time they started talking favorite this, favorite that, I'm typing in Dino Bravo because it was just for some reason what came to my head was one of the
he legitimately got killed over cigarettes by the Canadian Mafia.
Yes. Why don't they do a playoff format for the Mixed Worlds? Great question, Ian. There is
a long ass
It's a
weekend.
lot of bowling.
But there is a playoff format for the Mixed Worlds. There is one.
Mm-hmm.
It is a tie for first. There will be a one-string roll-off. That has happened 2 out of the last 3 years. 2019 was
technically 3 of the last 4 if you don't count because didn't it happen 2021 as well? Wasn't there a one-string roll-off?
no. So 2019 was the last year.
Before
and then it was
COVID.
canceled in 2020.
Yeah.
2021 there was no one-string roll-off. 2022 last year.
Okay.
There was a one-string roll-off, and then
I thought there was one in 2021, but
no. So 2019 was one of my is still even though I was on the losing team, is still one of my all-time favorite matches I've ever been involved in.
Absolutely.
Really
wish it was recorded from the start, but
yeah, I do. I wished it were. And the ending is one of my all-time favorite endings. And I only say that because as I've gotten older, I've been able to handle losing a little more gracefully. But I was so happy and so proud of Davey for the way he finished that. Because when you're bowling for 10 grand, that's a lot of money. When you've got 2 boxes and you got to make up 17 pins, you have to show up. And he ripped a great spare, and an absolute blistered strike. Still one of the coolest videos that you're going to see.
Oh, easily.
Absolutely.
And it was just I was so happy for him. I was sad for us. But happy for him and happy for the most of the other team.
Man, don't make Jill feel bad. It's not nice. I was happy for Jill.
Oh, that's funny. No, but it was cool. So yes, there was a one-string roll-off. And I will say congratulations to Maddie and Evan. This is their 3rd win in a row for the Mixed Worlds.
And they have a cute dog.
And they have a very cute dog. So, anywho, Calvin, question for what was the matter with you that last string? You owe me $20.
Just don't pay attention to Ian. He's not wasting time. Yeah. Next.
But anyway, yeah. So that is ultimately there's no playoff format because it's 23 strings in 3 days. It is a long ass tournament. Long.
Yeah.
Like you don't get out of there on Friday until
midnight.
If they did like 2 divisions, since they have 2, and then you did like 11 strings, so you went like 7-4 or something, and you go back to just a 2-day, you go Saturday, Sunday, and then you have like 2 playoffs after or something like that. 3-2, 1-1, whatever.
I love the fact that you bowl every team though for this.
I know, me too. But
that's why I don't think
format.
I don't think I'd ever want this format to change.
No, I like it.
No, I'm good with it. I'm just saying if there is a playoff format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be okay.
Yeah.
Is there a particular lane you haven't bowled at that you want to? I've never bowled at Webster. In Webster Timber Lanes. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Ooh, Woodstock. I haven't bowled at BJ's place. I want to bowl there.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I've never bowled there either. That'd be kind of cool. Calvin,
I'm tired.
we know that.
Calvin doesn't like bowling enough to want to bowl
We're
anymore.
we're like 5 minutes over now. Let's go.
All right. So
Bye, everybody.
apparently
Bye.
I am supposed to say, if you like our program, please click like and subscribe on our YouTube, and you can do all that sort of stuff. So hit like, hit subscribe, all the good stuff.
Please leave
Go
a
from
comment.
there.
It helps the algorithm.
Please leave a comment. Helps with the algorithm. You can send your questions, your comments, your concerns to rippingtherackpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. You can find Brian on OnlyFans. That has started back up. He is Big Booty Brian. Brian, where else can they hear us?
Well, they can hear us on YouTube, obviously, right now. You can download the VOD. You can hear us on Spotify, Anchor Breaker, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and wherever else you listen to your podcasts.
Could you do the disclaimer, please?
No, thank you.
I said please.
All right, I'm out.
The views and expressions of Tim, Calvin, and Brian of Ripping the Rag podcast are solely of ours. And if you don't like them, while we accept your criticism, we will listen to it, file it away, and Tim will probably ignore it. Thank you.
And we got 2 words for you. So good.